Yes.
All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give our kind of glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that honors the truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakakwadash, the Church, the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother YAHAWAH, joined with
The brother Asa.
and we come back at you, brothers and sisters of the household of faith of the hopeful righteous elect, with another lesson. And Lord, when we hope this lesson be edifying, to you brothers and sisters that's tuning in. We're just going to simply entitle this lesson, "Shortages will lead to famines, and famines will lead to cannibalism," because this is the time that we're living in right now, man. Because with this whole pork strike, this whole dark pork strike that's going on. This could be that big one that we're looking for, man.
That's right.
Our elders and our apostles have been talking about it for a very long time, that these shortages, famines, what's going to come. This is a part of prophecy also, man.
That's
and
right.
This is part of the Lord's judgment. But I got a quick article real quick, just really going into it, man. These shortages, people panic buying, man, because ultimately there's not going to be any food out here for these people, man. But ultimately the Lord's elect is going to be good. But I'm gonna just jump straight into it. This is from the CNNBC.com. It says panic buying amid U.S. pork strike is creating supply market or supermarket supply concerns. It says key points. It says grocery stores and retailers say consumers are panic buying products over shortage concerns as the U.S. East and Gulf Coast pork strike continues. It says, however, key stakeholders are telling shoppers to stay calm, as many key items like toilet paper and bottled water will not be impacted. And you know what, brother? Real quick, how they said, to be calm. I got a scripture for that.
All right.
Could you grab me First Thessalonians, or is it Second Thessalonians? Grab me 2 Thessalonians 5:3.
Right.
And I'm gonna continue reading this.
Okay. All right.
Or is it First Thessalonians? It's 1 Thessalonians 5:3.
All right. Come on, man. Come on. Need that.
Yeah, man, because this is ultimately what's coming, man, and what these different government officials is putting basically a false sense of hope out there, man.
That's right.
Got that 1 Thessalonians 5:3.
1 Thessalonians 5:3 reads, "For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
It's like start out one more verse up.
1 Thessalonians 5:2 reads, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night."
Right, yeah. The day of the Lord is so cometh as a thief in the night, man. So what? The return of Yahawashi is going to come unsuspectedly to these people, man. Just like these prophecies is hitting these people in the face, man. They didn't expect this whole strike to happen, man. What? They have no faith. They have no hope. That's why they're out here panic buying, man.
That's right.
The same thing is going to happen when Yahawashi makes his second return, man. These people ain't going to know what to do. Like, they don't know what to do right now, man. You go to verse 3, Baba Bashar.
1 Thessalonians 5:3 reads, "For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape."
Right, they shall not escape. As I was reading this key point, says, however, key stakeholders are telling shoppers to stay calm. Right, so what? These different government officials is keeping these people in that peace and safety mindset, man. But what? Hey, there's not going to be any peace and safety, man.
That's right.
As these things continue to happen, as these evils continue to grow, as these shortages continue to come in, there's not going to be any peace or any safety, man. Just what happened when? Hey, just wait till what happened when there's no longer coming. These shipments is no longer coming to these stores, man. Like what's these big stores? A Walmart. We would say a Target. What's another one? A Myers, a Jewel's, Osco's.
Yeah.
Things like that. The major supermarkets in these different cities, man. So when the food stop coming in, man, these people is gonna act. They're gonna show their ass, man. These people are gonna act crazy. Scripture said if they do this in the green tree, what shall be done in the dry, man? And we're approaching that dry tree, man. Hey, all hell is gonna break loose, man, from these shortages.
And we've, certain brothers, we've talked and made jokes about how these overweight people have, never had to deal with true hunger pains because there's always a 24-hour drive-through open, whether, any fast food chain that you can roll through and just, get fed.
Yeah.
So, man, they have no idea what's coming. And it's all orchestrated by BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. So,
And that's the thing. The thing with Americans is, they eat when they bored.
that man, come on, brother.
Eating is, they don't eat because they have to eat. They eat because they want to eat.
Yep.
It's just the whole American way, man. You eat. These Americans eat when they have anxiety, when they depressed. That's what Americans do, man. They stuff their face.
Yep.
But just to finish the article out, it says, but there are fears those warnings aren't working. And some products will quickly not be on shelves.
Ooh.
So with that being said, I'm gonna read that second address real quick.
Okay.
This is the book of what is it? Second address. This is the book of Second Address 6. Bear with me for a second. Phone running a little slow. This is the book of Second Address 6:22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right, as the article was talking about, man, this is Bible prophecy. One day you go just walk into your average, Target, Walmart, Myers, Jewels, whatever supermarket that's out there, smaller supermarkets or bigger supermarkets, man. You're just going to go into these stores one day, man. It's not going to be any canned goods, any water on these shelves at all. And that's what this strike is doing right now, man. It's basically crippling the economy. So here you already have the dollar. The dollar is down, and now you have shipments not coming in, man. Because basically America runs or what? Ultimately, getting shipments from other countries.
That's right.
Things of that nature. A lot of stuff in America is not created or grown here for the most part, man. It's the different products that America gets is is getting from overseas.
More import than export.
Yep.
Come on, brother.
It says, verse 23. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound which every man heareth. They shall be suddenly afraid, right, for all the hell that's going to break loose in this society. It says and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear, and those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right. So why ultimately people's going to be fighting once against another, man? Because of what? The lack of resources.
Yep.
Hey, it's going to be either your family or my family. People is going to have that mentality in the times that's to come, man.
Yep.
It's going to get even more, graver than that, man. What do I mean by that? When this food runs out, when these materials begin to run low, you best believe even family is going to be fighting amongst themselves, man.
That's right, brother.
Hey, that last loaf of bread, man. Hey, you think that family's gonna get along in that household? Hell no. But you can grab that. Let's see. Grab that. Lamentations 4:10. I'm actually getting in the blue letter also.
All right. Lamentations 4:10, and it reads, the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Right, that's what's going to happen again, man, because when this account took place, this happened during the Neo-Babylonian Empire, during the time of, Lamentations, during the time when Babylonian ultimately, besieged Jerusalem. They basically had our people surrounded, our people, didn't have any food. The women was eating their own children.
God.
And this is going to happen again, but I'm going to read it in Lamentations. I'm going to read it in the blue letter. This is the book of Lamentations. What was that, 4:10?
4:10,
This is the book of Lamentations 4:10, because I want to go into that word sodden. This is the book of Lamentations 4:10. It says, the hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. So a lot of these women is going to be eating their own children, man. And a lot of these women have multiple kids by multiple different baby daddies. So what's going to happen, man? Hey, when the food run dry, hey, especially the nigga women, man, they're going to start eating their own kids. And right, in the NLT, it says what? Lamentations 4:10 in the NLT, it says, the tender-hearted women have cooked their own children they have eaten them to survive the siege, right? The siege of what? The siege of the Neo-Babylonian Empire during this time. But what? It's going to be another siege. As it says in what? Revelations 12 and 12, the devil coming down with great wrath.
Yes.
That he have but a short time. So what? It's going to be another siege against our people, man. And the same thing is going to happen again. But much, 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 much worse. We're going to get that Daniel 12 in a second, but I want to read this. This is, let me actually go back to those precepts we had posted up.
Okay.
This is 2 Kings 6 and 25. I'm going to read this real quick. Hey, man. The Lord ain't playing, man. Hey, the Lord is going to unleash hell like we have never seen before.
In the history of mankind. Come on, brother.
2 Kings 6 and 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until a donkey's head, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the forepart of a calf of dog's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So they was basically selling what? A donkey's head and bird shit. It was so bad, during this time of the famine in Samaria. But you got to understand, right? We're going to read that Daniel 12 and 1. It says it's going to be a time like never before. So it was bad during this time. So how much more when the famine and the shortages and the cannibalism come around this time? It says, verse 26, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? So ultimately, if YAHAWASHI ain't on your side, man, hey, you fuck, man. At Psalms 90, the 91st chapter, it says, and the king said unto her, what Eli of thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Right? So it was so bad that they was making deals with each other, the woman and the king, saying, what? I'm going to eat your son today, and you can eat my son tomorrow. So they was making deals of who they was going to eat which day. Just to tell you what type of time we're coming into, man. And this was the famine in Samaria back then. How much more now, man? The brother read that Lamentations 4 and 10, how ultimately the woman, has signed their own children. Basically, cooked their own children. That is coming back around, man. But much, much worse. It says, so we boiled my son, verse 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her, on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she have hid her son. So this is what? Cannibalism.
That's right.
A lot of people is going to be eating each other. It's going to be a group of marauders out here in the times that come. When it's lawlessness out here, it's going to be a group of marauders that's eating people, man. Breaking into people's houses, ravishing the women, then eating them. And the men, too. That's how dark it's going to get out here, man.
And it makes sense how a lot of people aren't accounted for. So how can you be missing when you don't even exist because you're not accounted for? So that right there says how the famine will, represent itself. That these people that aren't even accounted for will disappear and nobody will know, let alone care. So, man.
You ever seen that cartoon where the character haven't eaten in so long, then they start to imagine the other person as a chicken drumstick or something like that.
A hot dog or a hamburger. Dog, right, you know it.
Yeah, that's what these people is going to do to one another, man. They're going to look at you as food, man. But it says, verse 30, to finish it out, it says, and it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth upon his flesh. So basically, it was a famine during this time, man. And they was ultimately, the woman and the king, they basically had a wager. I'm gonna eat your son today, and you can eat my son tomorrow. They was having wagers of who they was gonna eat which day. Hey, and like I said, it's gonna come back around. But Bible check and grab that Daniel 12 and 1.
All right, Daniel 12 and 1 reads, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Right. That Michael, basically Michael is the top angel of the Lord. You got it out.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book.
It says, it says it shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. So we ultimately gave two accounts. The
Yes,
brother read
sir.
the Lamentations 4. Ultimately how the Israelite women ultimately ate their children to survive. And that would happen during what, the Neo-Babylonian during the siege of the Neo-Babylonians, man. And what, during the time of what, Samaria, the famine in Samaria, where ultimately the king and the woman was basically, making deals of which son they were going to eat which day.
Man.
And what it is saying is Daniel 12:1 is going to be a time like never before. So hey, you only can imagine what type of madness we're going to be seeing, man. That's going to be taking place here in the streets of America. When all hell breaks loose, when there is shortages, when there is famines, and ultimately when people basically lose all morality and start eating each other.
Man.
For desperation to survive.
God.
It says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Because ultimately, who's going to be the ones found written in the book? The elect. Because those are the ones that's going to make it safely out of America, into those chariots. Everybody else is going to die. That's why we say, YAHAWASHI, Lord, we may be a part of the elect, man, because everybody else is going to die. That's outside of the elect.
Man, YAHAWAH. Yes, sir, brother.
Yep. Let me get this real quick.
All right.
We could probably close out with that Isaiah 65. You can
65:13, Colin.
Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah 9:20. It says, he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. He shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. Right? Even people is going to be eating each other out there, man. It's going to be so crucial, so vile, so disturbing. Hey, we're going to see a lot of madness out here in the streets of America, man. Hey, cannibalism, women eating their own children. Hey, it's going to be like something you see out of a horror movie, man. Hey, you ever seen the Book of Eli? The Road, movies like the Book of Eli, The Road, those different apocalyptic movies, man. It shows you, different forms of cannibalism in those movies, But before you grab that Isaiah 65, I want to read this.
Okay.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras 15, and I'm gonna just get to the point. Verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Even neighbors are going to be fighting against each other. Probably a person you knew for about 25, 30 years, lived next door to the individual named Bob, for an example. Y'all been cool, ever since y'all moved next door to each other, right?
Right.
It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, meaning what, he's not going to spare him because it's going to be an evil time. So ultimately it's going to be either you or me. The people are going to have that mentality. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. It says because of the lack of bread. And with this whole strike, man, that could be the start of that, man. Start of the shortages, and then the famine. We read it, what's that 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, I think that was verse 22. It says the storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. That's going to start what? It's going to eventually start with what? The shortages, and then the famines. People are going to realize there isn't no food on the shelves. Because people was tended to what? Calling in things like Uber Eats, DoorDash, different Amazon to deliver their food. Hey, that's going to be done away with, man.
That's
hey,
right.
Even going to the stores, you're not. Hey, it's not going to be anything on those shelves, man. And it says, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, and ultimately all this is going to lead up to what? Cannibalism, man. Hey, it's not going to be any food out here, for you people, man. But for the elect, the Lord is going to deliver his elect. The Lord is going to make sure his elect is fed, man. But for the rest of you people, man, you're going to be eating each other. These women is going to be eating their kids. And it's going to be madness in the streets of America, man.
And these women will learn, brother. They will learn that it's a long way from taking that cart out the store to get to your car, put it in the trunk, and be safe. You reap what you sow. You said you don't need a man. Well, we'll find out why you shouldn't have said that. Why, the Lord will judge you for those type of sayings in which came out of your mouth.
That's a spiritual mention of women, because women and children are easy targets.
Right,
without
brother.
a protection of a man.
Come.
So what? These are going to be the first ones to be taken, man. And he simps too. But women and children are easy targets, for the elements out here, man. You know, without any protection, without any guidance, man. A lot of these women and children are going to be taken first, man. You know?
Because you bought the groceries don't mean you and your children are going to enjoy them, which leads to what was already stated, that if there's nothing to eat, the child can't eat, you can't eat, so you're going to eat the child.
Yep.
So, man, these are times in which have never before been seen since, you know, this nation has been established. Like you say, from Uber Eats to DoorDash, you've had it so good now to, you know, you gluttony. You just, you know, constantly acted like there was no tomorrow to this.
That's right.
Let YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI show you.
Get that Isaiah 65:13.
Isaiah 65:13 reads, Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry, and behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Right. So ultimately, the elect is going to eat, man. You know, just thinking of a different accounts of men of the Lord was fed. What was that? Daniel in the lion's den when Habakkuk, you know, was teleported to him to feed him.
That's right.
What's another one? What's that? Elijah when he was fed by ravens. What's that? Yeah, it was ravens, and ultimately he was fed by the widow woman. You know. So that's just a few, you know, accounts in the scriptures where, you know, ultimately, you know, the men of the Lord was taken care of. You know. It says, but ye shall be thirsty. It says, behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Ultimately, the elect is going to be good, man. Even my account I gave, you know, I did a lesson about it, you know, a little testimony. You know, I was begging the Lord to Bible shop feed me. You know, I was essentially, I was fucked up. You know, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any food on me. Hey, and ultimately, the Lord took care of me, man, in less than 8 minutes. You know, just to tell you, man, that the Lord is going to deliver his elect. You know, Lord, when we'll be up that number, man, the Lord got us, man. And you can read verse 14 also.
All right. Isaiah 65:14 reads, Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
Hey, we gonna be chilling. We gonna be good, man. The Lord gonna feed us, man. I'm gonna put it like this. Have you ever been in a situation where you ain't eat all day, and when you finally got that meal, hey, you was happy, you was singing, you was in a joyful state,
man.
And that's how the elect is gonna be, man. When the Lord, you know, deliver us, you know, feed us,
comfort, yes, sir.
That comfort, It says, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit." Right? That's gonna be 2/3 out here, man. That's what disregarded the words of YAHAWASHI. They're gonna starve out here, man.
That's right.
You know, when the time of famine, they're gonna starve, and they're gonna be the ones eating each other, man. You know, because what they refuse to hearken to the words of YAHAWASHI. You know, you ever see your stomach growling, you know, all loud, and that's gonna be the 2/3 out here, man. You know.
That's right, bro.
But I'm gonna get one more.
Okay.
I'm gonna get that Job 5. We can close out with that one.
Right.
Hey, the Lord not playing, man. And hey, just to talk about famine, man, that's one of the 4 sword judgments of the Lord. But Job
5:13.
Let me see. What do verse 13 say?
He taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Call it a little bit more down. Let me see real quick.
All
Job
right.
5 and let's see. Start at verse 19. We'll go read down.
Job 5:19 reads, He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, the 6 troubles ultimately going into the destruction. And ultimately, you know, that cherry on top is going to eventually be those loops.
That's right.
You know, the Lord is going to deliver his elect from those things. You got it out.
All right. Job 5:20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
Right, it says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death. So ultimately, hey, the Lord is ultimately going to feed his elect, as we read in Isaiah 65. You know, we're going to sing for joy of heart, but they shall cry for vexation of spirit, loosely paraphrasing. You know, so we're going to be good and we're going to be well fed, man. The Lord is going to take care of his men, man. So we don't got nothing to worry about.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, you know, you got a little extra money, you can stock up on things, but ultimately, hey, what comes to say that you even gonna be in your house or be about those things in the times that's to come, man?
That's right.
So ultimately, the men of the Lord, the hopeful righteous elect, is gonna basically lean upon their faith. Because we expect YAHAWASHI to feed us, man. And that takes faith to believe that.
That's right. And he has never You know, he's always been, he's never forsaken us, man. And YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI deserves all the respect and glory that we give him, because to fear him is to love him, man. And may he continue to guide and protect us through this, man.
That's right.
So, you want me to go to 21?
Read to verse 22.
All right. Job 5:21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth.
Right, it says in famine we shall laugh, man.
That's right.
Why we go laugh, man? While everybody getting fucked up, we go be good.
In the midst of chaos.
In
Come
the midst
on,
of
brother.
chaos, exactly right. And
Yes,
what,
sir.
the Lord go feed these animals too, because what, the Lord is going to feed you niggas too. I just
Man.
had to add that to something. But Lord willing, we hope this is edifying. You had anything else? Brother?
No, that's it, brother.
So Lord willing, we hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end up by giving all praise and glory to
YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakradash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, we hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwam Yasharala, Abab Abal, Shalom.
Shalom.